Right now at noon, Cherokee County mental health professionals attend a 988 info session, helping to spread awareness of suicide prevention.
And we've got those mostly cloudy skies. We will be again a bit warmer today, but a cold front on the way as well. Look at your forecast coming up.
And a two-car collision on US 169 claims the life of one Chinook woman.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A fatal crash near Humboldt, Kansas claims the life of a Chinook woman. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Samantha Walker. According to the local authorities, the two-car collision happened just after 5:30 p.m. December 1st on U.S. Highway 169. 58-year-old Jerry Francis died from her injuries at the scene. An EMT took the other driver, a 19-year-old from Iola man, to a nearby hospital with possible serious injuries. An investigation is ongoing with the Kansas Highway Patrol. However, the sheriff's office believes the crash happened due to slick roads. Fire crews battled an early morning house fire in Fredonia, Kansas yesterday. When authorities arrived around 4 a.m., they found the roof of the building had already collapsed. The occupants all escaped safely. Once the crews stopped the interior blaze, they began protecting surrounding homes. Let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at your forecast.
Yeah, we actually are going to begin with a traffic alert here at the noon hour. 32nd and Connecticut, just immediately west of the intersection. A gas line's been struck down there, so you can already see, I know this is zoomed in pretty far, but we've got traffic reduced to one lane each way. You can see traffic is backing up, so if you can find an alternate route, do so, especially now at the lunch hour. You don't want to miss your lunch. You don't want to miss that opportunity to eat. Just kind of avoid the area down there for the time being, if you can at all, do so. Yesterday, look at those numbers. 21 is where we started the day. Only made it up to 42. I mean, look at these. It's just cold. Not at record levels, but it has certainly been cold across the area. Temperatures are still pretty chilly out there. We got some low mid 40s, getting some upper 40s now, down a little further south there. Right now, it looks like Stockton is the cool spot at 39 degrees, and Anderson, Bentonville, both the warmer spots at 47. So that's why I said earlier we could get a couple of low 50-degree readings today. Most of us should still make the upper 40s out there, and as this front begins to push through the area, temperatures will slowly begin to drop on the other side of that, and winds will shift out of the north. We're back down to the upper 30s by 7. Now again, also depending on where you are and how far behind the front you are, these numbers might be a bit lower this evening until everyone gets behind that front. Winds will increase, putting our wind chills tonight roughly in a range from about 5 to 15 above zero, so a bitterly cold night. We're going to talk about that cold front, the colder weather, and this roller coaster ride we're about to jump onto here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. Leggett & Platt confirms an unsolicited offer that would result in an all-stock merger. According to a release, Somni Group, which makes mattresses for brands like Sealy and Tempur-Pedic, made the offer to the company. Somni Group proposed the all-stock transaction. If the deal goes through, current Leggett & Platt shareholders would receive shares of Somni Group stock. Leggett & Platt, which is based in Carthage, says the board will review the offer. The Small Business Administration is reminding area businesses and nonprofits that they may be eligible for disaster loans. This follows storms that hit several counties in southwest Missouri and southeast Kansas in late March and early April this year. That includes damage from the Nevada tornado. Physical applications for this loan are due by December 22nd, and the Nevada field office wants to remind residents their office will be going virtual. There are other options for applying, including online.
This is a very, very low interest loan for homeowners, renters, small business owners, nonprofits, civic organizations, and it's a 30-year loan with as low as 4% interest rate, and for the first 12 months you don't even have to pay it back. So it's a very good way for people who are struggling a little bit to get that cash influx and get their lives back on track.
You can find more information on our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. Well, Cherokee County behavioral and mental health professionals had the opportunity to learn more about the 988 Lifeline program. KOAM's Kenny Foreman tells us more about the various resources available.
In 2022, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline was shortened to just 3 digits, 988. The change was designed to make it easier to access preventative resources.
988, it being just 3 digits, gives us an opportunity to be a lot more memorable for folks. who might be really struggling. It also gives us an opportunity to make it easier to market this thing or get the word out.
Mental health issues have been noted by the Cherokee County Health Department, who believe taking care of one's mind is just as important as the body.
There is such a stigma associated with mental health, and so a lot of times we have to try to break that stigma, and that's an important part of that. And I think individuals need to know that every bit of their mental health, along with their physical health, is equally important, and not to be afraid to reach out and ask for help.
In addition to having the 988 number available to dial, the Lifeline also offers texting and video call services to expand the avenues for people to get the help that they need.
We help people select the modality that makes the most sense for them based off of their circumstance, their preference, or even just their comfort.
And the county wants people to know that they're here for the community as well.
The individuals that were here today that was within the mental health organizations are always willing to try to help individuals. No matter if they're a client of theirs or not, they will reach out to them and try to find whatever resources that they can. We all work together here in Cherokee County, and I think we do a great job with all of the different organizations.
In Cherokee County, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
In addition to the presentation for the behavioral and mental health professionals, presentations were also given to the county's law enforcement officers, dispatch, and EMS, as well as the general public. Well, Joplin rolled out its annual Christmas parade yesterday. This year's theme, 100 Years Then and Now. The parade featured nearly 100 entries, including themed floats and marching bands. Bremen Health System employees have organized the parade since 2014, and they say they enjoyed as much as the parade goers. Well, KOAM has a list of Christmas parades from all over the 4 states. The next ones are tonight in Oswego, Webb City, and Columbus. Just scan this QR code and head over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, to see the full list. Well, after the consumer rush of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, yesterday KOAM had hosted the first of 3 Toy Box Tuesday telethons. An easy opportunity for you to just call in and let us do the shopping for you. Thanks to your generosity, we raised more than $4,000 on our first day, helping to make Christmas a little brighter for area kids. Volunteers from Bishop and Hayes manned the phones. Well, coming up, the White House cabinet discussed a second strike on a suspected drug boat as Trump warns of possible escalation in Venezuela. And later, we're making a taco salad in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. The White House is distancing itself from the decision to conduct a second strike on a suspected drug boat, killing the 2 survivors from the first strike. But at the same time, the President and Secretary of Defense are defending the decision and warn of possible escalation in Venezuela. All of this came during a more than 2-hour cabinet meeting Tuesday. Olivia Rinaldi has the details from the White House.
About the second strike. I didn't know about the second strike. I didn't know anything about people. I wasn't involved in it.
President Trump and his defense secretary Pete Hegseth distanced themselves from a second strike on an alleged drug boat that targeted survivors from the first strike.
So I moved on to my next meeting. A couple of hours later, I learned that commander had made which he had the complete authority to do, and by the way, Admiral Bradley made the correct decision to ultimately sink the boat and eliminate the threat.
Congress is promising an investigation into the September attack on the alleged Venezuelan drug boat. Congressman Ted Lieu, a former Air Force lawyer, was blunt in his rebuke of the decision.
Killing shipwreck survivors is a war crime.
But Senator Eric Schmidt, the former Attorney General from Missouri, was equally candid.
This nonsense about it being a war crime is total
President Trump says he supports the strikes on the boats and potentially more.
I want those boats taken out, and if we have to, we'll attack on land also, just like we attack on sea.
President Trump hit several other topics during Tuesday's cabinet meeting, also vowing to deport immigrants from the African country of Somalia.
Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks. And we don't want them in our country.
He also railed against an issue Democrats have put front and center.
The word affordability is a con job.
And he talked about his health.
I took my physical. I got all A's, everything.
But there were times during the more than 2-hour meeting where the 79-year-old president appeared to struggle to stay awake. Olivia Rinaldi, CBS News, the White House.
Well, still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Salad for dinner? You'll say yes once you see it's no ordinary one. It's coming up next.
And are you ready for a roller coaster ride? Ready or not, here it comes with our temperatures. Latest on that and some rain chances when the KOAM News at Noon returns. Welcome back to the KOAM News at Noon on another chilly day here in the 4 states. And we don't have nearly as much sunshine as we did yesterday, but believe it or not, we will be a smidge warmer. Some of us already a smidge warmer. First, let's start with that live look from downtown Pittsburgh. You can see those mostly cloudy skies because you can also see there is some sunlight making its way through. And a reminder, we do have that traffic alert if you are traveling in Joplin on 32nd Street, specifically East 32nd. There was a gas main that was struck here just immediately west of the intersection at 32nd and Connecticut. Traffic has been reduced to 1 lane in each direction, and so they're urging you to find an alternate route. So that gas main, again, just west of that intersection, 1 lane in each direction on traffic flow, which you saw on the MoDOT camera at 32nd and Rangeline. Looking back that way, it's definitely backing up traffic, and this closure could last several hours, so they're urging you to find an alternate route. So if you can avoid that area, absolutely do so, especially with this being the lunch hour. If you want to get to and from wherever you're going for lunch, get back to work. I know, maybe not always that much in a hurry to get back to work, but if you need to get back, you should avoid 32nd Street, really from Indiana to Rangeline, or Arizona is going to be the next best possible route there, but Rangeline and Indiana, the best backups. On to the weather. Cold front will continue to push through the area, and as it does so, it will bring us that colder air. And that's really about it. Now, we still have the chance, and I mean smallest chance, of a stray sprinkle ahead of this front. Behind it, we could get a flurry or two. So don't be surprised if that happens, but otherwise, we're not looking at anything significant in terms of precipitation. The biggest impact we're going to have is the cold air, and then late this evening, say after 8, 9 o'clock, the north winds behind it are going to ramp up and start gusting upwards of about 25 miles an hour. That's going to leave us with those bitterly cold wind chills. So if you're heading out to anywhere tonight, or if you're like the KOAM morning crew, or you're heading to school, work, you're waking up tomorrow morning, grab a coat, keep it handy, because Thursday, the winds will become calm after sunrise, and then it will be a mix of partly to mostly cloudy skies out there, but it will be cold. We will not do much warming at all tomorrow. But then Friday, it starts to warm up. If you see the wind arrows, they shift from Thursday night into Friday morning. We start to get a southerly breeze, and that southerly breeze brings in warm air. Now, it's still December, so we're not talking, it's not bringing in, 80, 90 degree weather by any means, but it will start to warm up again. Today, upper 40s, and again, as we saw earlier, some of our southern counties could reach the low 50s. And again, behind the front, north winds 5 to 10 initially, and still ahead of it, those south winds at 5 to 10. Overnight tonight, skies will actually clear out a bit, a mix of partly to mostly cloudy skies. Wind chills on average down to 10, but again, a range of about 5 to 15 degrees. Again, above zero, but still bitterly cold, with those north winds gusting to 25. Our lows back into the upper teens, low 20s. Heading into tomorrow, so I was talking about, it is much colder, back into the mid to upper 30s. Mix of partly to mostly cloudy skies, but winds expected to be calm as we head through the day, which will certainly be nice. And here's that roller coaster ride I was talking about. Now we go back up. By Friday, we're into the upper 40s. By Saturday, low 50s. We do have some rain chances this weekend. However, any rain we get should happen but while we're above freezing. So no wintry weather really expected with this, but with cold nights Saturday and Sunday, freezing, especially bridges and overpasses, will be a concern for some slick spots. And then we cool back down Sunday, and then we go back up Monday, and next week still could see some upper 50s, maybe even a couple of low 60s out there.
I'm really not a fan of roller coasters, so
I certainly am not either.
Think I'm going to love this next week, but thanks,
that's
Chris.
That's going to be crazy, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Stick around. We're making taco salad in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. This dish proves that a delicious dinner doesn't have to be a difficult one. We're making taco salad in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
It seems like we just got over Thanksgiving, and now we have an endless list of what needs to be tackled before the holidays. So, besides all the shopping, and wrapping, and cookie making, we still need to think about what to make for dinner every night. Well, that's where today's recipe fits in. It's quick, easy, and definitely hassle-free, so it fits perfectly this time of year. We start by browning some ground beef with a packet of taco seasoning until it's cooked through. Once it is, we'll set that aside, and while it cools, we'll get everything else ready. Now, after chopping some iceberg lettuce, we put about half of it in a large glass bowl, or we can even use a trifle dish if you have one. Top it off with some shredded cheddar cheese and some canned kidney beans. Just make sure you rinse and drain them. On top of that goes some cooked ground beef and some chunked up tomatoes, along with a few sliced olives. After repeating the layers one more time, we finish it off with some crushed tortilla chips. When it's time to serve, just drizzle on some sweet and spicy French dressing and go to town. It seems so simple, yet the combo of flavors makes this one of those dishes that everyone will be asking for over and over. I hope you'll go online and get the recipe for our taco salad so you can make a hearty dinner that is truly no fuss. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a way to give yourself a break and still have everyone saying, "Ooh, it's so good."
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
We do have that traffic alert if you're traveling on East 32nd Street in Joplin, just west of the intersection of 32nd and Connecticut. A gas main was struck earlier today. They do expect this to be an issue for several hours, and traffic has been reduced to one lane in each direction. So, of course, you're urged to find an alternate route out there. As for the rest of the day, again, upper 40s, couple low 50s. We get cold tonight. Upper teens, low 20s, wind chills from 5 to 15 above zero. Upper 30s tomorrow, back to the upper 40s Friday. Low 50s Saturday, some rain chances out there, and particularly mild as we roll into next week.
Well, sounds great, Chris. Thank you very much. Coming up tonight at 5, a first-of-its-kind lawsuit claims 11 of America's largest food producers contributed to a, quote, public health crisis by making ultra-processed food. It accuses companies of using cheap ingredients and adding flavor and color to make unhealthy products addictive. Plus, the Joplin Police Department receives funding for its Upstart drone program. And a group in Arma comes together to crochet some Christmas cheer for local nursing homes. Join us for those stories and more on KOAM News at 5. Well, that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us for KOAM News at noon. Have a great afternoon.